Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you will find something that you can use in your gardening and that you will subscribe, like the video, and also share it on your social media platforms. That way, the 70-year-old gardener can reach more people. In this video, I'm going to share with you how my grandson Brian and I planted over 200 bulbs. My daughter and I were talking and we were saying, Mom, you used to grow a lot of flowers before you turned the backyard into a food forest. And why don't you grow more flowers? Cut flowers to be exact, so that we don't have to keep buying a lot of flowers. So that's why I bought a whole lot of bulbs that will come up in the spring, and I'll share everything with you. Also in this video, I'm going to share with you some seeds, if you live in zone 8 or higher, that you still have time to start now, and they will be established before we get a freeze. But if you live in zone 8 and maybe 9, you're going to need to cover them. And I'm going to show you what I planted over here in my green stalks that I already got the covers, frost protection for them on sale, and I posted it on the community board. So if you have some green stalks, I hope you got yours while they were on sale. All right, everybody, let's get started. I want to remind you all of what I've already planted. I have a lot of cabbage, as you can see here, growing. I have a lot of collard greens. And Brian, let's go over here. I have kale. I have winter spinach. And here is the butternut squash. I decided to go ahead on and take the covers off because we still have a lot of pollinators out. We still got a lot of bees. We still have a lot of butterflies. And so that I don't have to take the cover off and try to hand pollinate every time I see a male flower and a female flower, I decided to take it off and just take a chance that the rodents don't come back. So far, so good. We haven't had any problems with any more pests coming in. In this container, what I'm going to be giving away, it is 7-leaf turnips and then regular purple chopped turnips. You can see I've got tomatoes. Can you get in real close right there, Brian? These are cherry tomatoes. They're coming in really beautifully. Over here, I have spinach. And it is, oh guys, I can't remember the name. I'm going to put it in later. And then you all know I got broccoli, cauliflower, I've got cabbage, I've got collards, I have kale, I got rutabagas, and I have 1,000-head Swiss chard in the bed, as well as this one here. Okay, we got tomatoes. Look at them. Come close, Brian. We got a lot of tomatoes. You see them there? We got it covered up so the rodents won't get them. And we have a lot of tomatoes over here. Go in closer. You can see that one that's ripening. In fact, after we shoot this video, I want you to take this one off because we don't want to tip the birds. Okay? And then we have carrots and beets and tulips and beets and spinach. And over in that corner, what was that over there in that corner, Brian? I think it's turnips, more turnips. Okay. We have some cherry tomatoes over here. And I'm gonna wait for about 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna give you a tour of the entire garden after the seeds that I just planted yesterday germinate. This morning, I'm teaching my grandson Brian how to plant daffodil and tulip bulbs. They will stay in the soil all winter, and then they will produce beautiful flowers in the spring. So Brian, what you wanna do is you wanna put the pointed end up and the root side down. That's the root, that's the pointed end. And you're gonna push it down. Come look, babe. Push it down into the soil that I already filled the container half full and pre-moisten it. Now you see this is 3, but we're not gonna divide them since it's the first year. You can't divide your bulbs after about the 3rd or the 4th year, okay? I used to plant these all the time when I owned my home. So now I'm just gonna put it down in there like that, and I'm gonna see you do it. You're gonna plant 5, pointed side up. You don't have to, all you just press them in. It's already wet. You don't have to do extra work. That's 1 or 2 bulbs. 2. You don't have to. Is the 2 together? Yes. Okay, Brian. You don't have to do anything but push them in, and you don't want them to touch. Very good. That's enough. You don't have to cover them up. We're going to cover them up with soil, Brian, like I did the other ones that you just put on the patio over there for me. We put 4 buckets over there. So how many do you have? 1, 2. You don't count 3. Count 1, 2, 3. If it's a twin, you don't count it. How many I told you you're going to put it in here?
6.
Okay, Brian, wait, let me show you. Just push it in. You don't have to do any struggling. This is easy work. You see that? Just push it in. Then you're going to put 1 here in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be good. Okay, I'm going to let you start over here. I put in 2. Why don't you get a little bit closer to the edge? Because you're going to put 1 in the center. Okay, so you have 3, 4, 5, and then 1 in the middle. The next time, Brian, you have a double one, a twin or a triplet, you don't have to do anything, Brian. Just put them there. We're going to cover it all with soil. Why don't you do that now? And then we'll show our subscribers how we do it. And put a lot of soil in there. Try not to waste it because it's new and it's expensive.
Well, we got to cover them up with this.
That's the only way they're going to grow. They have to be covered in soil. And they're going to be here all during the winter when it freezes. So you're protecting them too. Okay, that's good, Brian. I'm going to take the soil right here. And you're going to pick it up. Don't waste it. And we're going to press it down. You see what I'm doing? Pressing it down so we know we have it very snug and warm in there. The soil is going to keep it warm. And in our garden zone, 8A, they will start emerging in the spring and you'll see a lot of beautiful tulips. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to wet it real good. We put the containers on the ledge where it'll be all winter. Brian and I are trying to beat the rain. You don't want to be in the video, Brian? You're very handsome. Okay, so we're going to show you all the beautiful bulbs that we put in there. Daffodils and tulips. That's bed number 1. I'll insert later the names of them. I have them in my phone. And so that's bed number 2. And we're getting ready to do bed number 3 over there. We have Narcissus, what is that, Ice King?
Yeah.
Okay, in this bed number 3, and Brian's gonna put soil on top, you wanna at least have half soil on top, half the amount. So he's going to get another couple bags. Brian, what did we do here?
We planted some pretty princess tulips over here.
Pretty princess tulips. You see how we have them arranged, guys? Now we're gonna put soil on top of them. And we're done. And I just want you to know we're gonna cover these with netting all the way around all of the containers, not today, but we don't want the critters to come back and be starving and eat up our bulbs, because they will eat them. Brian helped his father put up my solar lights. You go ahead, Brian. And now he can do it by himself. Show you him in action. He's gonna start charging me more to work in the garden since he have more skills.
Yep, it's gonna cost $25 now.
$25 per light? Or $25 an hour?
$25 an hour.
Okay.
No, actually $25 per light.
Yeah, okay. You will never be broke.
It's me, Brian, here, and today Bimmer wanted me to show you these white tulips that we planted today, and we put a tag on there somewhere that says white tea. For example, this one says white tea right here. We put those on there so we don't forget that they're white tulips. And if I dig up one of them, you'll see that it's really there, and they actually planted some white tulips in here. So yeah, got one right here. Right here, as you can see. And we dug up some dirt and put it in the buckets. We need a little bit more dirt for all the plants because there's not enough. And yeah, so that's about it for the tulips.
This morning I'm planting 2 bearded irises bulbs. They look really dried out and bad, but they will grow. You place them horizontal, and you don't want to put them deep in the soil like we did the tulips and the daffodils, and you want to have the little part of the first year's growth right here, and you can see the roots right there. So I'm laying it horizontally, kind of the way I plant my tomato plants, and then I'm going to let this come up. And I did the same thing over here, so I have two of them. Tulip World had them on sale, buy one, get one free. And these should pop up in the spring. Let's read some of the directions. I already mentioned that you place them horizontally, and you can put mulch around them to help retain the moisture, but it's not necessary. But if you do apply the mulch, it should not completely cover the actual rhizome. So I'm not going to put any mulch in here. I got a few beets growing in here, and I'm going to drop some, probably some spinach. Okay. Over here in my green stalks, you can see that I planted society garlic everywhere. And guys, I just threw the little greenery of the society garlic down on the ground. That'll keep rodents away. And I threw some behind the containers. But I noticed something about my green stalk. No matter when I planted in them, I didn't have really good success on root crops. Now, the turnips did pretty good up here, and I showed that in a previous video. Most of the strawberry plants didn't do too well, and I'm going to show you how I dug them out and put them someplace else, because I don't think they were getting enough sun. Anyway, I'm going to have garlic going all around the bottom of the green stalks, and that would deter some of the rodents. I have it going around both of the bottom layers. Here's that strawberry plant I was trying to show you. There was only one that did real well. So I'm getting ready to take you over to the patio and show you where I dug them all up out of these first two rows, and I put them someplace else.
Hi guys, it's Bria here, and I want to show you these strawberry plants that we took from the green stalk and moved it all the way over here into this big container. And the reason why we moved it is because it was not getting enough sunlight, but now it is. And we took this cloth and put it on top of this so we can protect it from the rodents. Bye.
Here's a close-up of the strawberries, and you can see that they are surrounded by society garlic and onions, and they are doing much better over here. It's cloudy today, but they would normally get full sun. I planted the society garlic. I put some bunching onions, white, tall bunching onions, in this third row from the bottom over here, as well as over here. And then I planted red mustard greens. Come in closer, Brian, because you can see they're coming up already. Can you see them? Go in close, right here, babe. Can you see what my finger is?
Yep.
Do you see the greens?
Yep.
Okay, very good. And then over here, we got something coming up. And we put the same thing over here, red mustards. And they came up in one day, guys. Can you see them over here, Brian, coming up?
Mm-hmm.
You see my finger?
Yes.
Okay. And then at the top, we put some collards. Now, those of you that are wondering why am I starting seeds and not transplant, it's because in my garden zone, I've been gardening for 34 years in the city of Mesquite. I've been gardening for 40 years. And I know as long as I cover these, and in the previous video, I showed you guys where I ordered the frost cover for these two green stalks, okay? So I'm not worried about it. Let me highlight that again. Society garlic, bunching onions, and then on the third row, no, that's the fourth row, we did red mustards and then collards. And I put a few thousand head kale where the garlic is on the bottom. Okay, now there's a lot of seeds that you guys can still plant. I'm not going into those because I already got them growing in previous videos. Okay, now let's walk over here. You all see the garlic, society garlic that I put in here? The reason why, and I have several people that ask me, why don't I grow other types of garlic? is because I don't consume a lot of it. This household doesn't. Society garlic, I can plant it any time of the year, and I can dig it up and divide it, and it will continue to grow in zone 8A and higher all year long. Okay? The number one reason I grow it is to repel insects, and that's why I have it in this apple tree. You get in the whole container, you get in this down here where they can see that it's growing.
Yep.
So even though I cut it off straight across, because it started looking a little wilted when it was shipped here, it still was in excellent condition. Okay? And I planted some society garlic in the containers where I have the daffodils and tulips. Okay, let's go over here. Guys, in these 2 containers, we're planting sugar daddy peas. The wonderful thing about them, they can grow from seed to harvest in less than 2 months. And I put them in small containers because it's a bush variety. They won't get that tall. I can always bring them in the house. So I planted this one up already. I'm gonna put the remainder of the peas in here. I'm only gonna go down about 1/2 inch and put the pea. And remember, this is the bush type, so we don't have to worry about having any type of trellis or anything like that. And by the way, if it gets too cold and you don't want to bring them in the house, you can just cut them off and add them into your salad. The little pea shoots will taste delicious in a salad or even a stir fry. Okay, so I'm just going to cover it all up. And it's already been damp because it's been raining. And that's it, guys. Something that you can plant and grow real fast. I'm so proud of this bed. We took the insect netting off. You can see the society garlic has greened up like I told you that it would. We getting a few parsnips right in here. And right in here we have rutabagas, little small seedlings, and everything else is doing real good. Even the kale that the rodents chewed off is doing wonderful. So now we're getting ready to put some taller hoops in and some more insect netting. Put 4 hoops that are taller into this garden bed, and Bria is working on the one over there, and we're gonna do the same thing. Now we're gonna spread the netting on, and that's why I told you, Brian, to leave the clips onto the sides so it'll be easy to reach for. So I found a sweet spot in my garden where that security light comes up and we can see it on the Ring camera app in our phones. The rodents haven't come back and they haven't even touched my pansies. Aren't they pretty? I love to see this pop of color. And then we have some Tiny Tim tomatoes growing here. They haven't touched them. Over here is the Swiss chard that they ate almost all of it up and it grew back beautifully. And then we have more pansies over here. And right here I have saffron bulbs that'll be coming up in the spring. This concludes this video. I hope I shared something that you can use in your gardening. You know that I love you. And God loves you too. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye now.